G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the Age of the Primes Armada Red Alert. Now, I didn't entirely intend to do just a continuous series of episodes with the Armada characters, but apparently my ordering decided otherwise. I did get a few other ones, but by the time I gotten through with Starscream and Megatron, I'm like, Red Alert's here, so I might as well finish off the Armada crew until we, of course, get Demolisher and Cyclonus, whenever that's happening. Now, I admit I did like Red Alert as a character, but I completely forgot how his Power Master was it Power Master? Minicon worked. So I actually had to ask someone what the combined gimmick was, which of course is the grappling hook over the shoulder, or he can use it as a gun. Also, it took me this many years to realize that Red Alert looks like RoboCop with a red visor, which is funny because I remember a lot of toys in the 90s that had the press button feature, and RoboCop's visor would actually glow red. So yeah, not too bad. I really do like it. He's pretty simple in compared to the rest. Megatron wasn't that hard. Starscream. All right, let me define that better. He's easier to transform. There's not as many steps. That sounds a bit better. Hotshot has the possibility for ball joints to pop off. Optimus is a little bit more in-depth because you have both his truck and super mode. Megatron and Starscream Megatron's on this guy's level, Starscream's a little bit more. Not that it's hard, it's just a bit more, Starscream's a little bit more complex in some ways. Basically, you're not going to have issues for the transformation. That sounds better. But he does look good. He looks really good. He does have this big old piece missing because of this. This doesn't move. Might have been part of that. Also, he does, I think, actually have his Minicon port. I keep bringing the Minicon ports up. This one I know for a fact, I'm pretty sure was Red Alerts. But I cannot, off the top of my head, remember who Red Alerts was. He was the bike one, I think. Or was he with someone? Anyway, hang on, no, long arm. Because somebody, that reminds me. Yeah, the person who told me about how his ability worked told me it was long arm. So it was a little crane thing. So yes, long arm probably can fit on there and do whatever else. So it does look good. Nice big old chest piece. You do have the options of these red blast pieces, which I can't remember on the show specifically. I think that's what he used. But you have this one as well. So if you want triple L barrels, that is something you can use. And of course, it's nice. This all has weapon storage, which is really, really nice. So yeah, and I have to give it to Hasbro. We don't have a hand. Now, Red Alert didn't have a left hand. He has the blast effect, very much like Grapple and Hoist and Inferno and all that. But every figure that I've seen, like I've got a Grapple, I've got the Hoist. I want to say you have to articulate a hand so that it's not there. Red Alert doesn't come with his left hand. He is a blast effect, basically, which is really, really nice. So as for his abilities, so this is on a hinge, and you can unplug that. It must have been the plastic. Anyway, so you can take this, and they told me more that he can use it as a gun, which is true. Although my elbow is very, very stiff. He's got double jointed elbows, and they're very stiff. So this is the grapple feature, but you can unplug that one. Plug in this one. It's a 5mm port. You can swap that to that one. It's up to you. There. And of course, just for the sake of it, if you just want to store it, you have this 5mm peg, which is, of course, onto this. And you can just plug that back on. And that folds away. and you have both your sirens. I admit I've never been a fan of the Autobot Red Cross. I know the Red Cross are a bit iffy with using the Red Cross, which is why a lot of figures had to change it. I believe Doom's original had to go from a red cross on their med boxes to green. So I had to get a aftermarket sticker, I think, from Toy Hacks to put a red cross on my Masterpiece Red Alert. Not Red Alert, Ratchet. So, articulation. Head. I feel like they've done it again. Like, it's full 360 only because of the shoulders, but they've pushed the ball joint. It feels like the ball joint is further back, but you can look way up and you can look somewhat down. I don't have a effect that has a battery in it. Hang on. This might be a little bit awkward. I really do need to get a little torch for this, but he's the only one who has light piping. Now, I admit I'm no few, but that's pretty cool. I don't know why. So maybe they're bringing light piping back into the Age of the Primes, since he is technically a different toy line to the other ones. Don't know why I did that for. But yeah, Optimus don't have it. Hotshot don't have it. Megatron don't have it, and Starscream don't have it. So it's rather interesting that way. Now, arms can do a full 360. You can attach the doors and have it come down like this if you wish. The proper version is up. And once again, this is going to be a little awkward, but you have a double jointed elbow. So in here and in here, I find that the top one tends to be in charge. So you can get, actually I'll take out the blast effect, the hand just in case, because you do need to fold it up for the transformation. So you can get it all the way up, although obviously it's going to make contact with its shoulder, or his shoulder I should say. Then, play with it long enough, it'll obviously make room. So plug that back in, actually turn it around so we get the 5mm port disappeared. Can go out that far. You have upper bicep rotation. You can see the mushroom peg there. You can do it over here, but you have wrist rotation. Fingers do not move, thumb does not move. You have kinda a waist swivel, but you're going to have to get the backpack out of the way and then replug it in as needed. Obviously no ab crunch, not surprise. Legs go out, if I get that backpack out of the way, that far before the plastic starts hitting his upper torso. He has upper thigh rotation, not at the pin for the hip. You have a knee bend that gets you that far. You can rotate these somewhat if you want. I don't. Oh, I was going to say, I forgot something. I don't know. Maybe you prefer that look. Also, all right. Controversial opinion here. Is it me? Hang on. 3-4 years of doing this, and that's my first proper interruption. Anyway, so the point I was making, is it me, or does Red Alert have the most slim legs when it comes to the men? Like, honestly, I know this is how Red Alert looked, but these legs feel more like they should be on a fembot, not on a male bot, without sounding sexist. But even when we do the comparison later, Optimus and Hotshot is pretty thick. I'm just trying to think. Even Starscream's is pretty thick. The only really thick part is the kibble. So I admit, it's weird to see a very slender leg build on a male bot. I just thought that was a bit weird. Anyway, so where are we up to? So we did our knees. We do have feet that go back and forwards. There is a ratchet in there, a soft ratchet, and I have a tendency to push on the heels. Also, when you first get this guy, the heels will be in here and the shoulder pieces will be down. So we can fold that back in place. I think that's it. Don't have ankle tilt because if you have, is it sculpted? Not really. And if they tried to do an ankle tilt, you would just snap that pin. So don't fold it. He does stand pretty well without it. It's just not a proper ankle tilt. All right, let's get down to transformation. We're going to unplug this, and we'll start with the weapon storage. Now, I can't remember which is which, but you have these grooves in here, which is where you can put your red pieces. And this is all in the instructions, but it's pretty cool. Starscream, I think it was the only one that had an iffy weapon storage. All right, so we're going to fold this up. This tab is going to go into... where's the port? There's a port here somewhere. So, yeah, that's what it is. It's this tab that goes into... rotate this into this port. So, other way around. God, I'm going real with the arms. Because that's right, because we have to bend his elbow in. So it's this one. Try again. 3 times the charm. So rotate that, fold that up. We can then bring the arms in and just grip the shoulder and just sort of carefully work your way in till it folds up under itself. So otherwise, it could be a bit wonky. I'm trying to think if I need to rotate that hand, but I don't think I need to. All right, we're going to fold out the backpack. I'm going to fold out this piece. Now, I'm trying to remember where the instructions told me, but you take your, I think it's here, you take your grappling piece, your grappling hook, and I think it goes into, just looking for things. I'm sure it goes in here. I'm trying to remember now, but that does not seem, actually it might be on, is it on the piece? Oops. I know it tells me I've got, there we go. So that can peg onto there. I thought it was one of those pieces. All right. So you're going to bring his head back a little bit, flip his chest up. Now this is one of my awkward parts, and I have to get, I'm going to use this toothpick. Get in here and flip this up. So that gives you all that clearance. His head will go down, and then you will bring this back, and then you have these 2 tabs. They're going to go into these 2 ports. Doesn't tab in my opinion. It just sort of sits there. All right, so what we are going to do is we're going to rotate our arms. So we have this peg, and you have this port, roll them in, and tab them together, or at least it's supposed to tab together. And that's why I didn't have my arm in far enough. Just give it a bit of a squeeze, like so. I'll go through it. I was just going to say I've forgotten something, but I have, but I'll get through it. Anyway, so fold those in. You want to fold this up. And then this is a weird bit. This is a little bit weird. So you have this additional hinge down here. So you have a mid-shin hinge. You're going to fold that and you're going to bring it back. So you're basically folding the shin on itself, like so. And then I'm just looking for where my tabs are. Because this has some really, really tight tabs on the back. So I don't think anything tabs in here, but you have this tab here, which is going to go into here and here. And this is really, really tight. So bend him at his abs. So he has sort of a reverse ab crunch. It's ratcheted, and of course you have this one here to go under here. So you might need a tool to actually get him untabbed again. So just get things lined up as best you can. I have to flex things a little bit, and I'll get these in place first before I try to do the back. So that's going to fold in, and then we need to just stretch out a bit, tab in, fold that back, tab in, and if I get my other window in as far as it's supposed to go, probably untab the arms a little bit. Something doesn't feel like it's tabbed in properly. It could be just the way it's sitting, because I don't think there should be these gaps. It could be just, that's probably why, because I'm noticing how that wheel's, there we go. Is it going to sit better? Not really. Anyway, so there is red alert in his vehicle mode. I'll point some things out here first. He does have ports here. He has these two here, nothing on the wheels. You can use his gimmick in this mode. You can, of course, flip it up and use that launcher. Of course, you have to make sure either those are not pegged in, or you have to just use it as an empty launcher. Yeah, a lot of clear red, which is nice. I think someone needs to do like a light effect mod upgrade for this or something. But he does roll. As you can see, very, very lovely. Yeah, he is nice. And as I said, he's on the easier side. You know, the hardest part I think about him is this piece here, which tabs in really, really tightly. So we'll see how that goes. He also has, and I just noticed it, a port for part effect. Yeah. So yeah, really good. All right. So as for size comparison, there he is with Windblade. So yeah, looks lovely. All right, let's get him back into his robot mode. Now, like I said, these tab in really well. So the thing is, you're tabbed in here, you're tabbed in here. So you sort of have to break the connection without breaking the toy. Well, that one came off easier. So just flip those out. And we just want to get this backpack up out of the way a little bit. Now, the thing is, if you push too hard on this, that's tabbed in there and you could break this. So just get it up enough. It gives you a little bit of leeway, but just don't go nuts with it. All right, so we're going to untab here, which is already pretty much done itself. Untab here, and we can bring our ab down. I'm just having a look at those. Yeah, that maybe these should slide, but I don't think so, because I originally thought they slid out, but not really. So I think it's just a little bit of a gap. Anyway, so then we can fold the mid shin down, and that will lock in. You can hear that crack, that clunk or whatever. Use the use the ratchet to get his feet down, and use a tool to get his heel spur out. I've tried to do this with my nails, which has been slightly trimmed now, and yeah, that was a bit difficult. So bring down. So I suppose you could use that for poses. I'm not sure how, but yeah, it's pretty clean. If you don't know it's there, you don't know it's there. So bring that down. All right, so that's our legs. Next we will do our arms. So just untab if they have, and just bring these out. Just be careful you don't pull too hard on those. I'm not sure how much of a thing that's got. Feels like there's tabs in a little bit there, but I don't think so. So yeah, just be careful, because I initially thought, I'll finish transform the arms. All right, so rotate these, and then we fold our arms out. So just all the way. Same on the other side. Ugh. Now, I originally thought you had to pop these out. I thought you had to pop these out. You don't. If you try to do that, you're going to rip out the screw. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I originally thought that. So untab the arms and rotate the bicep the right way. One obviously make it easier. Now I'm going to take this one out because it's more appropriate for his hand. I'm just going to leave that one in there. And this has a 5mm port on it too. You can just make it out. I don't know what you'd plug that into or where you'd plug it into. So I'm just going to hide that away. And get in here, lift up this. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think there's really any easier way to get his head up. So no. I was going to say you might be able to grab it from underneath, but you can't. So it's just a matter of getting your hand in there or a tool without breaking it. Obviously, I've got toothpicks, so good luck to me. Just got to get that up. It doesn't have clearance issues. It's just a matter of trying to grip it. So we can get that all up. It'll lock into place. Come on, get your head up, man. Why are you being so tight? Because this has got to go under here. It might be because my backpack's not in the right spot. So I'm going to take this out because I want to use it. Fold that, bring that down. So that might give me a bit more clearance for his head. So bring that up. Yeah, there we go. So if you're having trouble with that, it's because you haven't given yourself enough clearance. Oh, I didn't notice that. I don't know if that was in instructions. Anyway, so fold that down, fold this under, and that'll keep his head from falling through. And there is red alert, a little bit confumbled, but back in robot mode. Now I'm just putting that piece off to the side because we're not going to use this time like we've already used that. As for ports, you have one on each arm. You have obviously the hand. You have this black piece under here, which I suppose you might be able to fit something on there. You have, I forgot to do one of his heels. Or did I? Did that go back in? Don't know. You do have the two down here. Obviously you got those two, that one there. I think that's about it. Yeah. So there he is back in robot mode and with all his goodies and that's. I didn't realize that windscreen moved. The amazing things. Well, he technically does, now that I think of it with that transformation, he does technically have a reverse butterfly. It's just very limited because of the way the shoulders work. So, final size comparison, if I can keep things focused. Bring him back a little bit so we got some room. Here he is with Armada Optimus. And actually, I'll bring him over this way a bit. Armada Optimus, and of course, Armada Hotshot. Not exactly the best size comparison. I think I'm a bit blurry too. There you go. There we go. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't watched Armada for a long time, so I'm not sure if that's a good size comparison. I'm going to say for Optimus, yes. In saying that, I think Hotshot maybe should have been a little bit shorter. I'm not bringing Megatron and Starscream in here. They can wait for Demolisher and Cyclonus. But here he is with MP10. And I don't have a G1 Red Alert, so I can't do that said comparison this time. Not that I had a comparison for Hotshot, but you know, Optimus, Megatron, and Starscream. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, try to keep me focused. But apart from that, focus. This is why I need to really put something behind these. Come on. There you go. But apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.